Paul, been a long season. Hopefully it ends on Saturday. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good, to be honest. Hopefully it does end on Saturday, but I'm not counting any chickens, quite obviously. Yeah, it's been. I mean, every season's long, isn't it? Like everyone who works in this room, like a football season starts really well. It starts probably the week after it ends, strangely enough. But it's all the build-up and all the highs and lows and all that, and it is an absolute marathon. So, yeah, feel good. The lads are in pretty good form. They're pretty positive and upbeat. They've had a couple of back-to-back wins, and they play at home, and they know it's in their own hands. And that's as much as we do know how the day goes, and how there's a goal there and there's a goal here, and but we just have to look after our own performance. And if we do, then we'll have enough. And if we don't, then it still might be enough, or we might drop into the playoffs. That's how it is. So, no, really pleased. I think, at the start of the season, when we met in pre-season camp, which is essential, you try and be realistic with your goals and what you want to achieve and all that. And the lads told me that obviously they want to go up automatic, they want to go up as champions. But and I, reiterated the point many times during the season. You just have to average 2 points a game. And if we do win on Saturday, we average 2 points a game. And I think that total this year would have been enough to be champions last year, but not this year, because Portsmouth have been outstanding, and congratulations to them. So we just go into the game like we do every game. I'm not saying that we haven't got it in the back of our mind. Of course we have, and in the front of our mind and in the middle of our mind. But we just have to perform at a level to try and win the game. We never set up to draw. That would never happen. Just don't see how that would work. So we'll set up to try and win the game, and that would be enough.
You've talked previously about trying to make this week feel as normal as possible. Do you think you've managed that?
Yeah, I mean, you always get the end-of-season dues this time of year. You can't get away from that. No one wants an end-of-season due when the season's ended. That would be, it sounds like it would work, but it doesn't. But everything else has been normal. Yeah, we've trained 2 days, day off yesterday, as we always have, and then we've got the 2 tactical days today and tomorrow. So, yeah, everything's normal. So there was a little bit of noise about if it did go well this week, how it would look. But we've banned it for the next 2 days. It's just solely on the opposition, and we have to be respectful of them because, they're a team that caused us problems when we were up there. It wasn't an easy game, anything but, and it won't be an easy game this weekend, and we'll have to still be at our best to win, and we need to be.
You sort of touched on it earlier, but there is another game that could matter, although your fate is in your own hands. Will you be paying any attention at all to what happens elsewhere?
Yes. I think I will this time, to be honest. I won't every 10 minutes. I'll be absorbed in our own game. But I think at half time, I'll definitely check what the score is. And at full time, hopefully it won't matter anyway. But I will definitely ask what the score is at half time. In fact, I won't ask. That's not true. I'll go in my office and it'll be on the wall. So I'll see it. So I will look at the score, yeah.
Pride Park sold out, has been for a while, I think. You'll still need them, won't you?
Yeah, definitely. And in fairness, you always need your fans. It makes a difference to every team in the world, let alone our own. But it does make a difference. I mean, every team, I don't think there's any, well, there might be one anomaly, but generally speaking, everyone's home form's better than away form. And there's a reason for that. The lads feel at home. It's a big pitch. It'll be wet. Hopefully, pace on the ball. You get the fans behind you, and it's always easier to feel more gladiatorial possibly when you've got like 95% of the people behind you. So definitely need them, and if nothing else, whether the performance needs it or not, which I think they do, I think it makes it more atmospherical and more memorable and more enjoyable. So please come along, wave a flag, get your scarf, wear something black or white or both, and get behind the lads, because we'll need it, and hopefully we can all go home happy.
Just on Carlisle, already relegated as we know, but they did win at Bolton, they did win at Peterborough. Is the fact that they've done that sort of useful to keep everybody focused?
Yeah, I think so, and also adds to the fear in my stomach, quite obviously.
Sorry.
But I mean, every professional team in every league beats someone, don't they? There's always going to be games like that. You can look at, Sheffield United nearly beat Man United last night. There's always going to be, every game is difficult. There's no easy games, and I think the lads are well focused, and we'll show them a bit in the meeting today about how Carlisle have played, how they played last week, but also the problems they caused us when we were at their place. Like I said earlier in the meeting, it wasn't like we turned up and we rubbed their bellies for a bit and then bang, 7 goals, and it wasn't like that. And no game is ever like that. So I'm well aware of the fact, whatever the opposition is, it's difficult. I'm well aware of the fact that teams come here and you know, try and slow us down, try and, you know, stop us, obviously, which is their goal, and they'll want to finish their season well. I watched them play against Northampton last week, and they took a handful of fans, and then this week they're bringing 1,1600, so they want to, you know, thank their players for the efforts they've made this year, so their players will want to put on a show for them. So I know how difficult the game's going to be. There's no of us like, we think we're just going to turn up and win. That is definitely not the case. I've never been like that, and our players are not like that. So I'm well aware that on their day they can beat anyone. So as I've always said, you have to be at your best to beat teams, and we'll prepare them to be the best, and hopefully we can perform.